Good morning, YouTube. So with today's video, I'm going to give you 6, really it was supposed to be 5, great niche fragrances for the spring of 2024. Again, this was supposed to be a top 5, but when I was getting my stuff organized for this, I'm like, how did I forget number 1? Like, come on, man. Montal Intense Pepper. This is actually quite peppery. Now, when I think of pepper, like peppery fragrances, I'm thinking of like Marc Jacobs Bang. That type of pepper. Yeah, you know, there is pepper in this, but I thought it was gonna be more intense. There is black and pink pepper, which you're most certainly gonna get. There's like Sicilian or like Italian lemon, which is there. There's a little bit of oud, which I don't get. There's also like amber, cedar, oak moss, and some floral notes. What I get, I don't get the florals at all. What I do get is like, yes, I get the pepper, I get a lot of the lemon. So just that citrus, like those are gonna be the 2 main accords, all right? But you're also gonna get the woods and the musk. This is masculine, but I'm thinking again, like Marc Jacobs Bang type of like pepper. This is actually more toned down than the Marc Jacobs, but it's quite enjoyable. I did do a review of this one with Rush because this was his bottle, and he said, depending on the type of seasons, if you wear it in the summertime, which I think that this will be too heavy, the citrus will come out more. If you wear it in the fall and the spring, the pepper will come out more. And if you wear it in the wintertime, the woods and the oud will come out more. For me, this is quite versatile. Wearing it, dressing it like this, all the way to a tuxedo. And this is just a great signature scent overall. Longevity does range. I get about like 8 to 10 hours. Rush says he gets like 10 plus. And the price tag for this is like less than $100 Canadian. Really, you can't complain about that. So let's get into the original list now, shall we? This one, unfortunately, doesn't get a lot of mention, and I think it's a great fragrance and just a great brand overall. But that's going to be Atkinsons 24 Old Bond Street. Now, this is a very woody fragrance. It's actually quite masculine. This is apparently a unisex fragrance. Okay, whatever. Well, ladies, if you like it, then wear it, okay? Like, just say to anybody out there, wear what you want. If it makes you feel good and if it smells great to you, wear it. But for me, this is just a pretty masculine scent. Like, you're gonna get a lot of juniper berries, cedar. There's some whiskey that does add a little bit of a boozy nuance. There's cardamom that warms it up. There's some musk, but as well, there's gonna be some tea to it. This for me is old school masculinity, not today's type of masculinity where like they think that there's like a war on masculinity, the red pill shit. No, this is just old school masculinity. And what I mean by that, back then, they knew how to dress a lot better than how men, including myself, know how to dress today. Because back then, it was a lot of suit and ties for every occasion, whether it was going to a bar, to work, to church, whatever. That type of gentlemanly, but masculine as well, with like the woody nuance, the whiskey notes. Like that generation back then, doesn't matter if it's like World War II generation, the silent generation, the lost generation, they knew how to dress better than men today. And they knew how to throw down. Like they weren't pushovers. And longevity is gonna be about 8 to 10 hours. Next one got a lot of hype, and it still gets mentioned every now and then, but this brand produces a lot of fragrances that I enjoy, and I'm known as the Bond bitch. But this is going to be one of their more popular releases, and that's going to be Bleecker Street from Bond number 9. This does have a blueberry accord. It's there, but it's not all that prevalent. Like, you really have to search for it, in my opinion. But this is green and woody. There is thyme that does add that green herbal touch. There's cinnamon that does add that warm and spicy. There's a violet leaf that adds that aromatic touch. Cedar and patchouli as the backbone. This is a really nice fragrance. Again, one of the more popular ones from the brand, and you know, I can understand why, and it's considered a unisex fragrance. For me, this leans more towards the guys than anything, and it's like an everyday wear. Dressing it down, but like more like business casual, in my opinion. Sense of style to a tuxedo as well. So longevity, you're gonna get about 8 hours. Next fragrance, a lot of people are going to be surprised that I even have this in my collection. It was a gift from Rush, and that's going to be Xerjoff Dolce Amalfi. This originally I thought was a summer scent. This is more like an autumn fragrance, but I do think that you can wear it in the early springtime, like when it's also like as well winter to spring transition, when it's still cold. Just from the name itself, Amalfi, I'm thinking of like the Amalfi Coast. That's why I assumed it was more of a summer scent. No, there is citruses in it, but from this I get a lot of vanilla, but I also get a lot of amber from this one here, and I also get a lot of spices, like warm spices, so like saffron and cloves. There is apple, and I believe this citrus is either yuzu, citron, or quince, one or the other. This is sexy, but it's like a mature sexy, a classy kind of sexy. Like, and when I'm thinking of sexy, and I'm still a man child, I still have that youthful spirit, but like what I thought of sexy back then, I am now like the old guys, like, oh God, like these young people, right? This for me is like a woman in a ball gown, like an evening wear type of sexy. That is, for me, that is just sexy. Not like, you know, like I'm wearing like a tight revealing outfit showing my cleavage night out type of sexy. No, I'm way past that. Oh, this stuff, yeah. Longevity, ho-ho! Xerjoff, you're looking at least 10 hours. I almost forgot to state that there is a powdery undertone to this one as well, so it does lean more towards the ladies than anything. Next fragrance, this is a unisex scent for the older person out there, but it does lean a little bit more towards the ladies in my opinion. And I only wore this maybe like 4 times, but that's gonna be Paris Monte Carlo Rose de Taif. So this is a very rosy fragrance, just like the name itself. So you are gonna get the rose, like the Taif rose, whatever that is, but as well damask rose. So there's 2 different types of roses to it. There is nutmeg, there is musk, there is something citrusy, like I feel like it's lemon, but as well geranium. This is a little old school. This is definitely more for an older person, 40 and up. This is quite, yeah, I gotta admit, classy. Classy, cultured, sophisticated. If I had to name a person just like who would wear something like this, Kelsey Grammer. Kelsey Grammer, like when he played Frasier Crane. That's the type of character that I picture wearing this. Just like super cultured, super classy, but kind of like snooty. I love Kelsey Grammer and I love Frasier Crane. I love his show Frasier, but he had that snooty disposition about him. That's what this fragrance kind of is in some ways. And longevity from like the 4 wearings that I got was like 8 to 10 hours. And also, there's also a little bit of a balsamic-y vinaigrette type of feel from it as well. I don't know what it is, but there is definitely that balsamic-y feel. And last but not least, let's go back to the brand of Atkinsons, but this one never gets any mention. I did do a review of it, but I don't know if this will be out before that very review, and that's gonna be Atkinsons Robinson's Bear. This is a little old school, a little vintage with a modern touch to it. Green, herbal, a little fougere-like. Like you're gonna get like oak moss and labdanum. I feel like there's lavender to it, but there's not. Star anise to warm it up, a little bit of juniper berries, some patchouli, and a little bit more. I did a review of this one with Ross from TLTG, and Ross was quite surprised. He was impressed by this one here. This is a little mature. I did state vintage, but modern. It just has a little bit more of an old school vibe to it. I think that someone who's a little bit older in life would appreciate it than more than someone who's like late 20s. I'm thinking like 40 and up. I personally really do enjoy it. I like the classical aspect with a modern twist. Very versatile, dressing it down, business fashion. Like you have to have that sense of style to pull this one off. This can also go with like a suit and tie. It's polished, it's very gentlemanly, it's old-fashioned. Why the hell am I wearing it? I don't know, but I really do enjoy it. And longevity, you're gonna get about 8 hours with it. And guys, that is 6 great niche fragrances for the spring of 2024. Any reviews that I've done on these, they will all be down in the description box below, just in case you want to get a little bit more of a more detailed review of it, or description I should say. And because that this is a niche spring video, if you want to see prior spring niche videos, check out right here. And if you like this very video, please leave me one of these. It really does help with the channel and the algorithms. The YouTube algorithms are a real pain in the ass for so many of us. All right, so guys, I thank you for your time. Take care, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching, everybody.